Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 71 of the GVGCast, where we hang out, chat with all of you, and see what's been happening over the past week. I'm your host, Derrick Bittner, and I'm joined by my good friends, Ash Paulson and Daniel Alba. Ash is feeling a little under the weather. His voice is feeling a little scratchy. He's still hanging in there with us.
I've got a sore throat. I'm coming down with something. I've kind of got that general, sore throats and general fatigue, all that. So not quite up to talking for like an hour and change. So my good buddy Derrick offered to host for me today, and I super appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem whatsoever.
You need a rest up. You need a rest up for PAX. I can't carry everything.
No, don't worry. I'll be more than good to go for PAX. That's why I'm glad it's already happening.
It's hard to believe that's next week. It's wild.
It's so fast. And by the way, I guess I should mention it here. For the first time ever, we have an officially sanctioned GVG community meetup. We are officially recognized by PAX. We're on the website, we're in the program, the schedule. We get to use their official community room for 2 hours.
That's
so if
wild.
you're going to be at PAX West, we got our own room for 2 hours. It's going to be on Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Oh, you got your new business cards. I got to get those printed.
Yeah, I gotta hand these out to all you people out there. You got to come by and see us.
But yeah, Saturday at 6:30 p.m. It'll be me and Daniel, maybe Steve. So if you're going to be at PAX, we got 2 hours of room to ourselves. So make sure you show up, bring your Switch, bring your 3DS. We're going to have lots of fun.
Yes, please. We're going to street pass. We're going to play some games. We're going to pass some things out. I think we both have some stuff to give out to our community as well over there.
Too. Yeah.
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
Very looking forward to it.
Sad I can't make it, but it's tough.
We gotta get you out. We gotta get you out to one of these shows, man.
It'd be nice, but also, like, I can tell you from experience, there's a lot of school stuff happening lately. It is all kinds of setup. Amy's oldest, Chase, is he's starting high school this year, and is also in band. So he's been going through band camp, and that has him busy. And it's
Oh, of course.
Definitely
Gotcha.
going to be something else. But before we get too into it, though, we do have to, of course, give a special shout out to our sponsor this week and really always, because he's just always been there, the Game Orb. And the Game Orb is a YouTube channel that brings commentary and gameplay footage from the Nintendo Switch and Xbox Series X gaming systems. He has recently started streaming on Twitch as well, but it will take some time to get into that groove and add new Twitch elements over time. But it might not be for a while. Excuse me there. The VODs for his Twitch streams will be available to watch on his YouTube channel in the future. His current goal is not only to reach affiliate status, but to do so before TwitchCon in October. So we got about a little over a month. I don't know exactly when TwitchCon is, but a little over a month to get them to the affiliate status and get that affiliate name on their TwitchCon badge, which would be really cool. So if you want to support him on Twitch, along with his YouTube channel, we've got links to both in the description below. And he is, stoked for PAX West next week. You can I'm sure you'll be able to see Game Orb at the meetup as well.
Yeah, the Game Orb is actually going to be there. So I just got confirmation, obviously, today, and they wanted to add that to their readout. So they are going to be there. You get to meet our longtime sponsor, a really cool person, and a bunch of other people from the GVG community. Becca will be there, too. Our good friend Becca, she'll be there. And
awesome.
so it's just, even if you're not normally in the GVG community or in our Discord, that's okay. Show up anyway. We're obviously a very nice, welcoming bunch of folks and get to play Smash with a bunch of cool people and Mario Kart and Street Pass and whatever. So just show up, even if you're not part of our Discord community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And just beyond that, before we get to see what we've been all up to, we have a Patron birthday shout out this week as well. On all the way back in August 13th, we didn't. I actually said happy birthday to them when they happened, because they're a frequent guest to my Twitch, my personal Twitch. Mito Green had their birthday on August 13th, so happy birthday to them.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I thought it was Mito Green. Maybe it's Mito Green, but either way,
I've always said Mito. They've never correct me, but I always pronounced Mito from Zelda as Mito. So.
Oh, so you did too? Okay, I've always said it as Mito. That's so funny.
I said as Mito as well.
Oh.
I feel like I flip-flop when I see them in our streams. I'm just like, I hope it's not.
I've always said Mito. I don't know why. We'll have to see what his name is actually. Mito. Hey, I was right.
Mito.
It is Mito. Okay.
I bet.
Well, there you go.
I said it to me a long time ago, and it just got ingrained in my head.
Well, tomato, right?
Yeah. They're.
Oh God, I'm leaving.
I was going to ask Ash how he's doing first. Daniel, I'm going to skip him and go to you. So how have you been this week?
Nice.
Oh God, I've been in pain. So I mentioned to you earlier this morning. I had some stomach issues waking up, and I learned before this. I didn't even mention to you guys yet. I think our water filter is faulty. So when I poured water out last night, I had a full cup, and I woke up feeling uneasy in the stomach. And then later today, I got another cup. The water is kind of dark, and I'm just like, I don't think this should be consumed by humans.
Oh, no.
And so I tossed that out. I have some good old water bottle over here now because we can't use the filter at the moment. That's ailing me. Also, our air condition is broken. So it's been a fun time living here lately.
I know the West Coast just got that hurricane. How did you guys manage through that? Like, did you notice anything, or?
We're in the Bay Area, so we're kind of off to the side. We didn't experience pretty much any of that over here, so we're good on that.
That would have been the issue with the water, like the hurricane knocking things out or something.
Oh no, it's just our filter's dumb. We have to get a new one because we just swapped it out, and so that has to be the problem. But yeah, mostly in Southern California is where they experience all that weather and everything happening to them. So if anyone's out there, hope you've been weathering that well. And sorry to make a joke about it. It was an unintentional pun. But yeah, I did all that this week. Also got a couple videos out. Well, yeah, a video out just earlier today on Symphonia because I can't stop talking about that game. Apparently,
we need a new Tales game for you to talk about.
Yeah,
it concludes the trilogy of games of videos me talking about that game. But don't worry, because Persona 3 Reload is coming out next year, which we're going to talk about more later. And I already have a video on that, so maybe that can be the next trilogy coming up. Who knows?
It's entirely possible.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
You've been playing anything, or mainly working on those videos and whatnot?
Working on that. The only thing I really kind of delved into was the most recent update for Genshin Impact, because that updated the entirely new region. That's a major like the major 1.0 update where it's like now we're on 4.0. So when you get a new region, it's like having a new game all over again.
It's like an expansion almost.
Yeah, essentially. So just still going through all the new story quests with that, and it's a lot of quality of life improvements at this point. It's really nice. So they're constantly listening to people and updating as we go along. So that's always nice to see.
Very cool.
Hell yeah. Am I out of pun purgatory?
Yeah, you're free now. What are you up to?
I've just been working on various things. GVG Patreon stuff. I've got a couple of videos cooking. I've also got a video cooking with John that's going to be out on Monday. I can't talk about exactly what it is, but it's we're gathering impressions for an upcoming game that we are very excited about. That we want to have go up right at embargo. Can't say what it is. If you know me, you might be able to guess, but I can't confirm either way. But yeah, look forward to Monday morning. We're going to have some impressions about a game I am particularly excited about coming up. So yeah, doing that. So it'll be a bit of a work weekend for me, but that's okay. Looking forward to PAX. I'm still chipping away at Tears of the Kingdom, obviously, and I am right there. I'm just about ready to finish it. I am nice. 3 months later. I am right next to the end.
Faster than me.
I know, right?
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
I know, right? Finally, thanks. Yeah. So that's basically what I've been up to, trying to stave off this sore throat, cold thing, whatever it is, and just really excited about PAX. And yeah, that's basically been my week.
Cool.
Yeah.
As for myself, I am just going through the usual grind of just getting things ready, getting things set up as much as I can. Of course, here's the thing, SEO wise, the next game for it's already been revealed. Bomboozle is not going to draw any attention as far as Game Club is concerned. I'm going to try to find a way to get people to watch that because holy crap, that game. Fortunately, we got a better one for episode 5, but you'll have to watch and see what that game actually is, unless you're in the live audience, and then you probably already know. But yeah, that's what that's coming up. So I'm going to be finishing that up and getting things ready to go for that tonight. Otherwise, just getting ready for my own videos and things like that. And I am actually quite close to the end of Future Redeemed. I am. I have done everything possible other than the super hard, the harder unique monsters and the final boss. I'm pretty sure. Like I've not reached the point of the final boss, but it's like there's nothing else for me to do other than those unique monsters. So I'm like, okay, I'm pretty much at the end here, which is pretty exciting.
I'm proud of you too.
Yeah, it's that. I mean, thanks to that just being a continuous thing. I've been playing Xenoblade 3 for over a year now.
Wow. That's my next thing to go back to and knock out is alongside this other game I'm obviously playing, but that's my next like backlog thing. I wanted to go back and finish that before, the deluge of Mario Wonder and Sonic Superstars and Spider-Man 2. Yeah. So that's my next thing to go back and finish.
I'm not even getting to that. The closest I'll get to that deluge at this point is Mario Wonder, because as soon as once I finish Future Redeemed, it's me splitting my time between trying to split my time between Tears of the Kingdom and Final Fantasy 16.
Right. And FF16 is I also have to somehow fit in before the end of the year because I am dedicated to playing and finishing that before we start our Game of the Year discussions.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's a lot to talk about, but I do want to mention, got to do some self-promotion. Well, I want to do some self-promotion, and since I have the host chair here, it's a lot easier for me to do. I don't feel as bad, but but yeah, I last year I did a fun little marathon stream for my birthday over my personal Twitch, just doing a subathon, just to celebrate, have fun. And I did a Dread mode playthrough of Metroid Dread. Beat it. Right. I was very proud of that one.
Oh yeah, you should be.
Yeah, you did.
This year, the idea behind it is I'm going to be playing potentially through every game in the Cowabunga collection of TMNT,
yes, you are.
And playing through all that. And the more people support, the more games we'll play. It'll all pop in Shredder's Revenge as well. And hey, it works out. By that point, the DLC will be out, so I can play some of that as well. Get more extensions for that. But for those who are familiar with my streams, you might remember back in the day that I did a Castlevania marathon. I played every single game in the Castlevania series that was released in North America, I should say. I've been feeling an itch, and potentially, if this goes well, this marathon, it will unlock another marathon like Castlevania. If we reach that goal. A Mega Man marathon after Ash's Own Heart. I have gone through a list and got a unique game, or at least somewhat different game, from amongst all the titles, not including mobile, as many as I can, and I've discovered it is 64 games in total.
Oh my goodness!
This means I would play through all the classics, all the X, Legends, ZX. Zero, what have you, all of it. Battle Network, yes. All the Battle Network games.
I'm so excited.
Except the repeats. So I'm not going to do this version of Battle Network 4 and then also do this version of Battle Network 4. Don't not doing that crap. That'll be a vote. But to show the insanity, because I did it with Castlevania, that's all the Game Boy games. It's Battle and Chase. It's Super Adventure Rockman. If I can find a way to emulate that, I will do Mega Man 1 and 3 DOS. If I could find ways to emulate that.
Right.
I'll do X Challenge. I'll do all of it. All of it.
And there's some interesting stuff at the end of X Challenge. I hope this happens so you can experience all this stuff.
So it'll be happening on September 16th on my personal Twitch. That's Bit Nerd Games. So yeah, It'll take me a while because it'll only be able to happen on Wednesdays, and I have some other games to take care of before that point. But if we could reach the goal, and it's not an easy goal because it's again 64 games.
Yeah.
But I will play through the entirety of the Mega Man series, and by that point, I will have probably played more Mega Man games than Ash.
That could be actually,
goodness.
Because I played one of the PC games, but I haven't played the Wonder Swan games.
Yeah, I did not realize there was a Mega Man and Bass sequel for the Wonder Swan.
Yeah, there is. Yep, and so I've played almost everything. But yeah, if you played all the PC games, all the Wonder Swan games and stuff, you might actually have played more than I have. Yeah.
I just need to talk to some people that know emulation so I can actually get some of these. That's the tricky part. So.
Don't forget though, Derrick, I did offer for your TMNT stream if you need some multiplayer support. I'll play any of those games with you, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll have to let you know because I don't know when they'll be unlocked and we'll be able to play. But I'm always down to have you on. So
for sure,
if you want to pop in, and we can play together. So yeah, Ash is a guest as well. So
cool.
Yeah, sorry for the self plug, but I figured that was kind of exciting enough that people might be excited for either TMNT or Mega Man in that way. Yeah, there's our Mega mention from me this time.
Right. And by the way, Bolt Mouse X in our YouTube chat, I see you saying "Legs Go." "Legs Go" land is like an infamous typo in one of the Battle Network games.
Oh,
yeah. Nice. So I see you.
Well,
getting ready for that Mega Mania.
Yeah, it would be the Mega Mania. It went
Castle
or
Mania. Mega Mania.
No, it's Grand Tools includes the DOS games as long as I can find a way to make them work. I will try to make it happen. So
heck yeah.
Before we get to the news this week, though. We do have some super chats, so we'll read through those real quick. First up, Disney Duncan with $2. Well, really $4 because they got two donations right here off the bat. But we'll go with the first one first, where they ask Ridley versus Queen Xenomorph.
Oh man,
I would go
That's
Ridley.
Tough. I don't know the full extent of Queen Xenomorph's abilities, so I don't.
I mean, but I think it's just an extension of what a regular Xenomorph can do, except they're bigger.
I mean, Queen Xenomorph is definitely scarier than Ridley, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think she can breathe fire. I don't think she has ranged attacks, right? No, they both snap their tail.
They have the acid blood, though. That's always tricky.
Ooh, that's true.
I think it's really smarter, more
Ridley is
conniving.
Ridley is smarter? Okay. And Ridley has also shown an ability to come back from the dead in multiple forms.
Yeah.
in various levels of cybernetic enhancement. I feel like Ridley's a little bit more persistent and durable as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like it'd be close, but I'd definitely go with Ridley.
Yeah. I think it is close, but I might side with Ridley on this one. But like I said, Queen Xenomorph is scarier. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Disney Duncan, their other $2 super chat, asked, has another versus for us. Josh Brolin as Thanos or Josh Brolin as Cable? I feel like Thanos because he beat the hell out of
Thanos.
Thanos, right?
Yeah, it's just got to be Thanos by default, right? I mean, it's Thanos.
Yeah.
not to say that Cable isn't like really strong, but this is someone who murdered half the universe, man.
Yeah, I think so.
I guess if we're talking about if he doesn't have the Infinity Stones, maybe it's closer, but with the Infinity Stones, it's Thanos, easily.
Yeah.
Well, Midnight and Beyond says Cable hasn't lost. I don't know.
We'll see. Super Smash Collector with $1.99. Thank you so much. Saying, wanted to show support from the Smash Collector. Well, there you go. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much,
Super
Smash Collector. Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah. Dion Hugh with a $5 super chat saying, what voice actor do you think can do Mario, Luigi, and the others? It's my favorite voice actor in the world. I think they're perfect for it. I don't think they got cast because they haven't announced that cast, but they've definitely been recast at this point. But my favorite actor would be Brandon Miracle.
I was gonna say it's got to be our Brandon. Like he does such a good Mario. It's unreal. If you think my Sonic is good, you got to hear his Mario because it's insane how good it is.
Can't believe you stole my answer.
I figured we were all gonna say.
I think we were all gonna say.
Yeah.
If we're talking about a voice actor in the business, this is Brandon's answer, but I fully believe it as well that it can work very well. Sung-Won Cho, for all you who also may know as Pro ZD. Fantastic range.
Amazing range.
He would absolutely be able to do a Mario and maybe some of the other characters as well. I just found out he has the same exact birthday as I do. We were born on the exact
cool.
same day.
Oh wow, there you go.
But yeah, I would absolutely love to see that. And I mean, if you've heard his skits, you know what kind of range he has, and he can definitely apply that to the Mario Brothers and maybe another character. But I don't know. I feel like they're gonna maybe diversify and have more voice actors per character now, because it's hard to find someone with the talent and range that Charles Martinet can do for those four and the babies as well. So.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not answering Chris Pratt, is what we're all saying.
No,
probably not.
No, I don't.
I wonder,
a close one, but
honestly, I think it's like Mickey Mouse, because I couldn't tell you who
Yeah.
the voice actor that replaced Mickey Mouse was, but they do a good job.
Yeah.
Like, same for
Yeah.
like Bugs Bunny. They got a great actor for doing a lot of the Bugs Bunny and a lot of other characters. Don't know his name, but he does a great job. That's one
It'll
of
be
those things.
interesting to see if they alter the voice direction for Mario at all, or if they're essentially going to ask the new actor to do their best Charles Martinet Mario as possible.
We'll have to see.
I
Wonder
know.
is going to be very interesting just for that.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm hoping it's more of a, this is the inspiration, go ahead and do your own interpretation, that Nintendo just kind of lets them do their own take on it and not control it too hard. I mean, it's
the
Mario, but still.
best opportunity after the Mario movie, since people are now more used to Mario speaking full sentences.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Mario Wonder is the first 2D Mario with full voice acting with that little flower you see. And I wonder if more than just that flower are going to have full sentences spoken. We don't know yet. They're probably holding that a little closer to their chest. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Pretty wild. Next up is Grantles with $4.99. Thank you so much. Saying, hey, all, been playing Persona 5 Royal, and this game is absolutely goated. Please play it if you haven't. One of the best RPGs out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The
Indeed.
only
Great.
issue with that game, and I think it's a big issue, just because it's such a wall block. The fifth dungeon's boss, right? That's the fifth dungeon.
Oh, yeah. With
The way
Okumura.
they changed that boss sucks. I remember. I struggled
really?
with
That boss is broken. It's easier to do it on the hardest difficulty than if you did it on lower difficulties.
Why?
Really?
Because of the way that weaknesses are applied.
Interesting.
Oh, God.
It's broken. It's not meant to be that way. But yeah,
And they never
doing that
fixed it.
boss. And I don't know. Yeah, doing that boss on the hardest difficulty is in fact easier than if you did it on any difficulty under like normal difficulty. It's so messed up. But yeah, that, and I think the only other thing that I have a problem with is just that you have to basically do the entire base game to get the extra stuff at the end. It's the same with Golden, but I don't know. Persona 5 just seems even longer, so you don't really get that extra stuff till the very, very end.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a wonderful game nonetheless. It's very long, but it's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Jaden Buck with $5 as well, saying, Crazy Question Fridays, crazy question number 95. If there was a GVG fighting game and each of you had your own stage, what style stage would yours be?
This is fun.
Oh,
Mine would be the token ice stage. Mine would take place in some sort of glacier or snowy mountain. You know, some icy, snowy area. Would have to have a lot of wind and stuff too. Maybe in the midst of a blizzard. You know me, I love the cold, so something like that.
I feel like for whatever reason, the first thing that came to my mind is theme park. One of those theme park levels, have a roller coaster in the background, have those crazy things. Have one of those interactable stages. So if you beat the enemy in a certain way, you kick them onto the roller coaster and they're forced to ride it.
Nice.
I don't know.
people would come after me if I didn't say the answer to this would be just imagine Casino Night Zone or something similar to that. Just because people, if you know, I'm not addicted to gambling, but there's been just people in our Twitch streams it's just become a thing in Twitch streams now, and if my stage isn't like a type of casino, then they'd be very disappointed. So that's my answer.
Daniel, I feel like you're already losing if you say I'm not addicted to gambling, but I feel like you're already climbing an uphill battle there.
Oh no,
you're wrong. There's no such thing. But you know, sometimes, but not really. You know. But no,
Sure.
not it's just a constant loop of it's not a problem. I can stop whenever I want, Ash Paulson. Don't you get started with me.
All right, I'll consider nothing said. Yeah, right.
Next up, Mr. One Up with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, saying, "Good evening, GVG. I'm currently going through some mental battles and just issues with life, but regardless, I'm here chilling. Hope your day is well today." Well, I hope the chilling is helping. Relax, enjoy. It helps.
Yes. Mental health is so important, so take care of yourself, and thank you for being here and supporting us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, always make sure to take time for yourself, whatever time of day, whatever day of the week it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Disney Duncan with once more with $2, saying, "Later GVG having a grill with hot dogs. Yum." See, I'm now imagining the grill in the bun with the hot dogs on top, or on the side. But yeah, I hope you enjoy.
I'm hungry.
Hot dogs are always good. Good stuff.
Oh, hell yeah, they are.
So, yep.
All right.
All right. Well, before we get to our news, we actually have a second sponsor this week. Or this month, I should say.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is very, very awesome. Much appreciation to them. It is great to see. And we're going to run their ad because they have a trailer here for us. No dialogue or anything no sound or anything like that. But I do have some copy to read over the trailer. So let me go ahead and get this bad boy started, and we'll read our copy. All right, cool. Do you like analyzing overlooked elements of game design, witnessing a history of discovery and innovation unfold before you, or straight up listening to someone talk for far too long? Then head over to youtube.com/@RyeRoyal, that's RYEROYAL, and watch his debut project, An Incomplete Troll Level History in Super Mario Maker. No doubt we have all had negative run-ins with trolls during our time on the internet, and with games like Mario Maker being the bustling hubs they are, it's no surprise trolls found their way here too. However, one community found inspiration in the pain those trolls brought with them and elevated it to a truly unique and subversive genre. Enjoy years of troll history featuring the works of hundreds of creators, animated skits, and a guest appearance by the luminous Ash Paulson himself. So definitely luminous.
Yeah.
You are sparkling. So absolutely check out this video. It is a massive labor of love, and enjoy some trolls within Super Mario Maker.
Yeah, and I did include a link to Rye Royal's video in our pinned comment, along with a link to the Game Warp Twitch channel. So obviously, please go utilize both those links if you haven't already, and check out this amazing, as you said, Derrick, labor of love by Rye Royal. And thank you so much, Rye.
Yes, and
thank you.
And as they said, the luminous Ash Paulson.
I know, the luminous.
How can you pass that up?
I think that's the first time I've ever been called luminous, but I'll take it.
Wasn't it Luminous Avenger X or something like that for
Luminous Avenger X?
That's right.
I don't want to be associated with him though, because he's not a nice guy. Kofen. Well, in his own series, he's all right. He's all right in his own series.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the news this week. And first up, the big one, I guess, is Charles Martinet retiring from his role as Mario's voice actor and stepping into the role of Mario Ambassador. And as we've been saying, we'll be able to hear our new Mario in full come Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Now, Daniel and I have already given our thoughts on this, but Ash, you haven't really got a chance to give your thoughts. That's sort of the point behind this. I want to see how are you feeling?
Well, I mean, I don't think I'm going to have much to say that hasn't already been said, right? I mean, Charles Martinet, he's a legend. He's the voice not only of all our childhoods, I'd say, but he was like one of the voices of my life. He's, not only a formative voice of my childhood, but into my adulthood. He's Mario. When I think of Mario, I think of him. And so for him to be moving on from doing his voices, it's a momentous occasion. It's the end of an era. And I'm going to miss him, of course, but I'm so glad that he's not like disappearing from the industry or from Mario. He's going on to become the Mario Ambassador, whatever that means exactly. And yeah, I'm gonna miss him, but I'm glad he's still gonna be associated with Mario, and I just want to thank him for his years and years and years of service, of being an incredible voice that's defined my whole life, really. So yeah, like I said, nothing new or novel. That's what everyone's saying, but I should say it too. I didn't get to be on the discussion. So yeah, end of an era, a living legend, and I'm gonna miss hearing him as Mario.
Yeah, they did say that we're going to get a video with him and Miyamoto, and I've said it before, but I'm going to repeat it here. That feels like something that at this point that would happen during a direct, and we typically get a September direct, so I'm looking forward to that segment.
Yeah, that'll be
Yeah.
really cool for sure.
Yeah, imagine if they led this in, like they have that video with Martinet and Miyamoto, and they show later in that direct or just right after they show the new voice, and that's where we see like Mario and the other cast actually talking now
Mhm.
and that's how they introduce. Because that's the first trailer didn't really hint at that, but Mario is saying more than before with that wowie zowie.
It's true.
But yeah, if they lean more into actual voiceover, this could be a different era for Mario, with Martinet also moving on as well. Because it's a unique situation, because when you think about it, like Japanese voice actors, they're so like they're just connected. They're like celebrities, and they're always going to be connected to those characters until like the day that they pass away. Honestly, and it's different because Martinet is not of that culture. He's not Japanese, and so it's interesting to see how they handle this going forward with his role, for such an iconic role, nonetheless.
Well, what's unique also, because it's this will apply to Japanese gamers as well, because
Right.
there is no Japanese voice of Mario.
He just is every Mario around the world, and that's iconic. There's not very many voice actors that can say they've done that, except maybe like with Pikachu, has been the same voice all the time. Like that's the other
worldwide
iconic voice.
Yeah, I was reading earlier that that even made news in Australia. Like this news has blown up because it's not just obviously here in the U.S. as you were saying, Derek, that he's known as the voice of Mario. He's known famous for this and around the world, and so this is making the big news in Australia as well. And that just goes to show what a momentous impact he's had on, or tremendous impact, I should say, he's had on an entire culture. And yeah, I'm gonna miss him, but I'm glad he's still gonna be associated with Mario. It's I can't imagine him not being associated with Mario. And by the way, if you want to hear his amazing voice in two other great games that aren't Mario, check out Runner 2 and Runner 3, both of which are great games. 2's better, but he narrates both those games as part of the Bit Trip Runner series. Really liked them both. But yeah, if you want to hear his cool voice in other games, go check those out, and they're good games.
Or watch Dragon Ball Superhero, because he's the villain in that.
Oh.
He's
I didn't know
won't
that.
recognize
so cool.
him, but
yeah, that's his range. Yeah, I love how poetic that one of his last roles with Nintendo, associated with Nintendo, is Mario's dad, and the last line from him is "These are my boys." That's just so perfect.
It is way too perfect, isn't it?
That's actually perfect. And Nelson, I didn't see you mention Runner 2 earlier, but yeah, so you know how great a game it is too. Yeah, definitely check him out in that. I did not know that about Dragon Ball, Derek. That's cool.
Yeah, and as Vedron mentions, he was in Ratchet and Clank: Crack in Time as well.
Oh, that's right. He was. I forgot about
Orvis.
Yeah, Orvis.
Yeah, another excellent game. You all should go play.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Hell yeah.
So, yep. So yeah, and Magenta. He was the character Magenta in.
That's the one.
Superhero.
Okay.
When he went to the premiere, he actually dressed up as the character.
That's perfect.
Cool.
Not the hair, but the entire outfit. So yeah. And yeah, Parthenax in Skyrim. So there you go.
He was a freaking dragon. That's the range you got on this man.
That's awesome.
They should have had him voice the dragon in Odyssey.
Yeah,
That would have been perfect.
that's true. They should have.
Just fighting himself.
I would have loved it. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and move on here, as not too much to say about this one, and it makes sense, but I wanted to mention it because we're all fans here. As Tetsuya Takahashi, director of the Xenoblade Chronicles games at MonolithSoft, has stated in a recent interview that the series will continue on, of course, but at this point, well, I guess it's the way he puts it is, if there is another Xenoblade, it will likely be something vastly different from what came before. In style and in music, I would like to make my next goal something that will betray everyone's expectations in a good way.
Yeah, it's hard because, like, I'm like you said, Derek. It makes sense, but I'm of two minds on it, because on one hand, I agree, and I think John was also saying this. He loves Xenoblade 3, loves the series, but he was starting to get a sense of kind of, okay, been there, done that before with Xenoblade 3, and I see where he's coming from. On the other hand, I don't want Xenoblade to ever stray from the super far up its own ass anime powered friendship vibes.
I don't think they'll do that. I think if we see that, it'll be a different way of exploring the world, or a different way of combat, something to that effect. But I think the storylines might be a little more similar. It might maybe have a different tone, that sort of thing. Why don't they swing to the darker tone of Xenogears? That'd be something.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
To have all of that. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of different ways they can go. I trust Takahashi's vision at this point.
Sure.
And
Yeah, they do such great work with that series. Oh man, in an ideal world in my head, the Xeno series is going to take just a slight break, and hopefully one day they'll do the Xeno Warriors game, because the insane action that happens just in the game's cutscenes as well. It's like they want to do something a bit grander than what the battle system in Xenoblade games have set up, because I adore the prospect of having a game that's essentially the MMO experience, but in a single player JRPG setting. If they just expand that further, I would love to see it be more of like an action RPG instead, because it's built for that high octane action combat, like you see in those scenes.
You could see them get wild with like action combat this time around, but do people want that? That's the thing. Do we go that Final Fantasy 16 route? I'm not sure.
That's the thing. Yeah, I don't know. It has to be done. It has to be done a certain way, but I mean, you can still blend elements of the JRPG experience with that, and I wonder if they can blend and make something that kind of caters to different audiences and still will pull in the fans of the series who are there mostly for the original gameplay that we've kind of grown accustomed to since the first Xenoblade Chronicles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but that's the thing I personally would like to see change, is the battle system. I mean, that's the one part of Xenoblade I've never been the biggest fan of, but everything else is so unbelievably top tier that it doesn't really matter. I mean, Xenoblade 3 ended up being my game of the year last year, despite the fact that I don't love the battle system. But I'd like to see something new on the gameplay front. I still want to have these giant explorable areas, really cool alien-looking worlds to explore, but change up the battle system. I'd be down with that. Not necessarily, I wouldn't mind an action RPG approach like you were saying, Daniel, but it doesn't necessarily need to be that. I just want something different. Different from the whole kind of offline MMO feeling combat that the games have had so far.
It'd be cool if you have... I've not fully played it, so I can't really comment fully on it, but the idea of Astral Chains kind of gameplay, except with the player in the mech. Like they can jump in and out of the mech on Q, use different abilities, get sort of wild in there in that way, or something like that. I obviously don't know. There's a lot of different ways it could entirely go. The one thing I hope they keep, because they like nailed it at the very end, like with Future Redeemed. God, that game was effective at making you want to just do everything and explore every little thing. It's like, I've never been so compelled in a game to fight every single enemy. I got to fill out that Enemypedia. I gotta.
Yeah.
It's just because in a game that's a lot shorter than the core series, it just seems a lot more doable. Like, it seems like an achievable thing to do all that stuff and see complete every little list and tick and check mark.
Our good friend 112 is choosing violence here in the live audience chat, saying 3x3 grid-based combat Xenoblade with deck building elements, obviously referencing Mega Man Battle Network. I don't think most people would be happy with that.
That's somewhat... I'm a little foggy on it, but that's somewhat close to Xenoblade 1 and 2 on DS.
Oh, you mean Xenosaga 1
Xenosaga 1 and 2, sorry, not Xenoblade.
That's true. I didn't think about that, but you're right. It was.
We'll lean back into that then. There we go.
Yeah.
There you go. Takahashi.
112, to be fair, does say it was a joke, but it would be wild to see. The meltdowns would be historic if they actually did that. The meltdown, I wouldn't even mind that much, but the meltdowns in general, I think, would be massive.
I think just the thing with Xenoblade is that just the one little pet peeve I have is that I don't have as much tactile control over the characters as I wish I could. Like, I know you're thinking about all the battles, everything in the battle system, you're thinking about that at the same time while you're playing, so you're kind of occupied with other stuff. But when you break it down, you're kind of just pressing a button and then waiting for that mirror to come back up so you can press another button.
I would love something...
I know. That's why we're going to shift away from it, right? Gosh, I would love it. I know it's just because I did a video on it, but if it was more based on like something real-time, like how the Tales series does it, but just on a grander spectacle scale instead. Just everyone moving in real time. You can swap between characters. You can set your moves in a certain way and just have it be a function in that sort. I think they can blend elements of different battle systems into what they have now and make something wholly unique.
Tales / Final Fantasy VII Remake combat. For that swapping and pausing and getting that all set together. I think that could have been something.
I could see Xenoblade working with FF7 remake style combat. Obviously, it wouldn't be the exact same, but I could see that working pretty cool, like pretty well.
Yeah.
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 God, there's a lot of.
Absolutely.
I want to see what they do. I'm curious to see what the future holds for the series.
Same. Like,
Will its future be redeemed?
I'm just sort of imagining like those team up attacks in Rebirth and being like, oh, we already kind of have that with those team up attacks and like that you get in Xeno.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Essentially the same thing. You just have specific ones with certain characters, and you could a lot of things. Tales does that. Tales of Arise does the same thing with finishers. That you do team up attacks for finishers. Like just all of it kind of blends together in this sort of way.
Yeah.
I see a bunch of people in our live audience chat mentioning Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, and that is as long as they never do anything even close to that, I'll consider that a win. That's still one of my like biggest downgrades of a battle system in any series ever, in my opinion.
I love me some card games.
I
So.
hated Chain of Memories so much.
They already have Monolith has its card game with Bat and Kaito, so
True. Yeah,
that's true.
There we are. All right, well, from one RPG to another, as Persona 3 Reload got a new trailer and a release date coming February 2nd, because God knows we can't have any games have a nice little spread. We got to have everything come out all at once, where we got release dates for Tekken 8, Ground Blue Fantasy Relink, and now Persona 3 Reload. Like within a week.
It's time to pile up all the games for 2024, everybody. Get ready.
I know. Here we go.
Oh, joy.
2024 is already getting stacked, and I saw the new trailer. I'm not as big a Persona fan as you guys are. I like it a lot, for sure, but you guys are like Persona mega fans, but it looks great from my less educated, or I should say less experienced point of view as a Persona, casual fan. But it looks great. I
can't believe how much further they're going with the whole remake aspect of this. There's so much. None of this looks remotely like it. You can tell certain scenes are familiar, but the way that they're animating everything, they're all actual cutscenes. You're getting contextual everything right now. It's crazy to see how far they're going, and the art style as well. Like just the fact that they're taking what they have in Persona 5 and using it as inspiration, and not just copying it, but also interpreting upon it and making it its own thing. So it's not like you're seeing Persona 5 again.
Right.
It's very clean, very smooth. Even from like the first trailer, you see the pause menu. He just kind of falls in the water, and it's just. And there's screenshots of other menu sections as well. You can tell where they kind of like lead into each other. It's so good.
You know what this does? It makes people be like, "Oh, do this for Persona 4."
They're gonna. If we do a Persona 4 remake, it's gonna look bright and happy. It's gonna be the happiest little murder case you've ever played, and it already is.
4 is still my favorite from a character and setting standpoint, and I would be really. I always kind of was a little bit more distant with Persona 3. Like I know of it. I did the Udon art book, so I know the whole story. I know all the characters and everything. Mm-hmm. But P4 was always my personal favorite. So if they actually did a remake of that, I'd be really excited.
It's one of those games that's a lot brighter and happier, but obviously has a much darker undertone.
Oh my god! I just realized what it would be.
What?
We have Persona 3 Reload, Persona 4 Rerun.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm here for it.
With the television aspect of it.
Play up the television.
Yep. That's perfect. Yeah.
Oh, I love reruns.
Yeah, Persona 4, or maybe recast. Recast could work too.
Recast could work, but I feel like rerun is like the most obvious one.
They'll lean into that television aspect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Rewatch they are.
One of the biggest. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Daniel.
No, just one of the biggest things of this trailer that I just took me by surprise is everyone has new outfits. Everyone gears up for Tartarus now.
Right.
That looks so cool.
Those little armor pieces on them, like, yes, that's awesome. I think they realize that that aspect of Persona 5 was like, oh, that's merchandisable. We can sell two figures for each character.
You have the school version and the actual you're geared up to fight version. Yeah,
right.
They have like Junpei has his coat off, but he has armor going slung around him. Like it looks so good. And the way the trailer opened, you just hear Shinjiro talking in the the narration as you're starting to see all these scenes. You hear the music from back there, which also music's going to be crazy in this game because you hear mass destruction.
Mm-hmm.
Mass destruction has been remixed. Good thing our boy Lotus uses back, but the new female vocalist, I'm curious to see more of her work as we keep seeing more and more songs because it sounds really good right now.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to all the remix music for sure. And while I would be really excited about a P4 remake, and I do love P4, Squire, I agree with you. They need to make substantial changes to Yosuke and the way Yosuke and Kanji are handled.
I think they would
has
at this
aged so poorly. And that would need to change.
Yeah, they would at this point. I feel like they're getting a little smarter with that, or at least the localization would.
Yeah,
they did those, hope so. Yeah,
they did those little changes in Persona 5 Royal, so I can easily see them doing that with characters and traits like that as well, just to be a bit more mindful to modern day standards and such. That'd be nice.
Yeah. I would not honestly expect the Persona 4 remake until after Persona 6.
Oh, this is Atlas, so it'll be who knows how long.
It'll be a while. They're gonna milk some more Persona 3 coming up, so y'all be ready. Get ready for it.
Yeah, I will say though, it's like I'm impressed by this because I played Persona 3 about a year ago, and God, that final battle took a lot out of me because I played Fest version.
Oh yeah,
and it's just left me with a game that I enjoyed, but the pacing is not great, and the final battle sucks if you don't have control of your party. But damn, if this doesn't look like it's addressing a bunch of things that make it look better than ever. Like, yeah, it might not have the answer. Yeah, it might not have Katone. That sucks. But this does feel like the definitive version, and almost at this point, because so much is being improved.
That's
like that part
still
stings.
That's still always going to sting. That mostly Katone, that they're not having the female route as well. You're seeing all these new bells and whistles on here that are making it look so good. Like Tartarus looks completely actually redesigned. So I mean, it's still going to be probably going to be a slog going over 100, who knows how many floors beyond that. But at least at least it's looking a bit more unique. And hopefully it doesn't look exactly the same going all the way through. That's the main thing that I hope they change and move around. But I still see the answer possibly being DLC somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
That's something it might happen because obviously it's an epilogue. You have to play that after, or you're going to spoil the main game. But it's looking really good right now. The voices are fantastic. The newly cast people, they're so good. I knew, like, Junpei's perfect. Like, Zeno Robinson, you're doing fantastic work as Junpei. I can't wait to hear that whole performance. But all of them are sounding really good, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And looking forward to it. I'm gonna look forward to whatever videos I make.
Sorry, just go ahead, Daniel.
I'm just saying real quick. Look forward to whatever videos I make of this in the future because I probably won't stop talking about it.
This is something because P3 is kind of a blind spot for me in terms of the actual game. If there's not a bunch of other stuff I'm already playing at that time, I'd like to play it. Yeah, I'd like to have that kind of blind spot filled in for me.
Free on Game Pass if you don't want to buy the $200 IGS edition that hopefully I don't get pressured into getting.
I'm not doing that. I'm good on that.
It is currently on pre-order just in case. We'll see.
From my understanding, Ash, it generally seems to considered, in the original versions at least for all these games, P3 had the best story, P4 had the best cast, P5 had the best gameplay.
That's generally what I hear as well. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yeah, P5 has the best style, and I'm love to see that style is coming into this game. So see how people think of it, how people's opinions of this will be going forward.
Let's see this style applied to P1 and P2.
Yeah, Atlas. Yeah. I can wait a little longer for Persona 6 if you want to bring back more attention to Tatsuya and Maya and main character from Persona 1. Yeah. I know they keep switching it. They always change his name.
Persona 2.
Yeah. Persona 2, Innocent Sin, Eternal Punishment, and Persona 1. Oh my god. Any of them, honestly. But I think they would go for 2, because that's the one with the one people hold more dearly.
Yeah, P2 is the bigger deal. And yeah. Anyway, we'll go ahead and move on to our next story where we get to laugh at PlayStation, laugh at Sony once more, as they've revealed the price for their dedicated PS5 Remote Play device called the PlayStation Portal that will launch later this year at $199 US.
Oh boy.
I don't like this name. It's too similar to portable.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Here's the thing. It's cheaper than what I thought it would be. It's still too expensive for what it does.
It is, yeah.
I saw a list of it doesn't do this, it doesn't do this, it doesn't do this. Oh.
That's a great way to market your $199 new 50-year-old, whatever you want to call this at this point. It looks silly. I mean, look at it. You just split the controller in half and right there.
It almost looks like a mock-up of like something like before the Switch was announced, like mock-ups you saw of the NX. It looks like kind of like that.
It's like you split the GameCube controller in half and put it on the Switch ends, and like, this is our new console, everybody. And that's the energy I get from looking at this right now.
But like you said, Derek, it did come in at a cheaper price point than I thought it would, and I could see that for the people out there for whom it does fill a niche that they want filled, like they have to share their TV, but they want to keep playing PS5 games. Maybe that's viable. Sure, I'd like to get Steve's input on it, for example, because I know he was kind of interested in it because his kids use the TV a lot. Mm-hmm. At the same time, though, I don't think that's most people. I don't think most people have that niche that needs to be filled. I sure don't.
The biggest thing biggest thing for Amy, for example, is like she found like she likes playing games in bed. So she sees this as like, oh, I could play Final Fantasy 14 in bed. And that seems to be the only appeal. We're not going to be paying $200 just so she can play Final Fantasy 14 in bed.
Right.
That's not a thing. But the thing is, it's not going to work with Sony's upcoming cloud streaming. It doesn't work with, it doesn't have Bluetooth. You have to use their proprietary PlayStation Link device that they're coming out with later.
Of course you do.
So that's dumb. And then it's also the battery life is about equivalent, maybe less than a standard DualSense.
Which is, as we all know, is pretty terrible. I feel like I'm always charging my DualSense.
I have to after every session, or else it's going to die the next time.
Yeah, I have two controllers. I'm constantly charging the one that isn't dead. Mine dies, I just swap them out. It's not a very functional battery life. Definitely nothing close to whatever magic Nintendo works with their controllers. But at the same time, it's also all the technology that's inside of that working at the same time. But still,
yeah, there's a kernel of a cool idea in there, but just the way it's being executed just ain't it. It's just not coming together the way I'd like it to. Plus, they said that you need a minimum. Sony said you need a minimum of 5 megabits connection, but they recommend a 15 megabits connection, internet connection. A lot of people don't have that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have that, and that's another thing that I think just limits this device's appeal. At least when I played
off the TV on the Wii U, I didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, to its credit, I guess IGN's tech editor said they tried it out and they noticed basically no latency. That's cool. Like, yeah, sure, but there's so many things, there's so many buts and asterisks here that it's just like, well, okay, but, and it just, when you get so many of those, it's like, well, do I really want to drop $200 on this thing? And no, but again, I'm saying that, and we're all saying that as people for whom this does not fill a niche, really. So,
Ash Polson. The PlayStation Portal, too many butts.
Too many butts. I was thinking that when I was saying this, like, oh, this is going to be clipped. Too many butts. But yeah, so it's not something I'm interested in getting. It is the kind of thing that, like, I would like to check out. Like, if Steve got one and I went to stay with him for a few days, I'd be like, oh man, I want to check this thing out. But yeah, I'm not going to buy one of these.
Yeah, it's like the extra device for the rich person, but at the same time, the rich person that has like the money to spend, who already has a PS5, wants to spend more on hand portable, and has like the 15 gigabit internet connection that they're paying for every month. And I'm just like, I don't have the capacity to do this. I'll just play console on on my TV instead.
Yeah,
right.
And we barely hear them talk about PlayStation VR 2 anymore. So like, yeah.
God, that they have supported that thing so poorly. I mean, even worse than PSVR 1. I feel bad for people who bought it because it looks like a cool ass device, but there is no software support for that thing.
No support.
None whatsoever.
They're kind of spreading themselves a little too thin with all these, it feels like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like everybody bought the core system. Let's make a bunch of accessories. Oh God, they're not buying the accessories.
Yeah. No, I would have been pissed if I was a PSVR 2 buyer with,
I
with
knew
how
better.
little support there has been.
Yeah.
Since there isn't even backwards compatibility with some of the best PSVR 1 games. You can't play Astrobot on this thing. Like,
Of all things.
yeah, come on. Yeah, of all things.
It's dumb. It's dumb.
Yeah.
Anyway, last little bit we got this week, and just out of nowhere yesterday, we got a 90s as hell commercial as Excitebike 64 is coming to the NSO N64 on August 30th. But that does beg the question. We have 2 games left that got announced almost a year ago now. We're waiting on 1080 Degree Snowboarding and Mario Party 3. When are we going to get those? That's the question.
Yeah. Mario Party especially.
Are we like back in the 90s? Because the amount of time from them announcing Mario Party 3 on NSO to right now, I'm pretty sure that's a longer break of time than when Japan was announced that game and they got it back in Japan, the original console.
Yeah.
Like, where is Mario Party 3? They released 1 and 2 together at the end of last year, and I'm like, okay, well maybe they're gonna release the third one not too long after. Okay, maybe a few months after, half a year after. It's been almost a year.
It's so weird.
I don't understand. I mean, no, I'm not trying to slander Excitebike 64, but I got really depressed bike when I heard about this game, and we're not getting Mario Party 3 for yet another month in a row. So I don't know.
It's weird.
That said, I've never played Excitebike 64, and this does remind me of that era of dirt bike games that were pretty popular. Like just that, because this is basically Excitebike 2, isn't it?
That's what I understand. And like you,
pretty much.
Derrick, I didn't get to play this game back in its day. I just, for whatever reason, never got around to it. Never added it to my N64 library. So I've always heard great things about it, though. So I'm actually quite excited for this to come to NSO so I can finally properly check it out. I always love a good arcade racer. So
you're Excitebike to play it?
I am Excitebike to play it, yeah. But yeah, I'm happy to see this come to the collection just because I never got to play it back in this day. So... and I'm personally more excited for 1080 as in terms of that versus Mario Party 3. I loved 1080 as a kid, but Mario Party 3 is the one that just makes no sense. Like, how has it been almost a year? Like, why is my question.
I wonder if we'll get release dates for those soon, and then the next lineup of like, okay, these games are coming out throughout the course of 2024.
Where is Smash? Where is Smash 64? How is that not a thing yet?
Yep. There's a lot.
I don't know.
There's
and I want some of the weirder games too, like Mischief Makers and Goemon.
Mischief Makers, Snowboard Kids.
Snowboard Kids, yeah. Bomberman 64.
I want Bomberman 64. God, if I could get that or Bomberman The Second Attack, which I've never played. It's so hard to find the sequel to Bomberman 64.
It is.
It'd be so nice to play those. Brandon's
Donkey
waiting
Kong
for Diddy
64.
Kong Racing.
Yeah, Donkey
Banjo
Kong
Tooie.
64. Oh my gosh.
Give me Banjo Tooie.
Oh no.
Just me. Just give me Banjo Tooie.
I like Banjo Tooie just fine. I'd love to see that make it over. I mean, DK64 I'd really like to see, not because the game itself is necessarily great. It's, it's fine, I think, but because it's been a decade since the last DKC or Donkey Kong period game came out. Like, how's it been a decade since a new Donkey Kong game has happened? Even if all we can get is a port of 64, at least it's something for DK.
Yeah.
It's just, and playing that game just also gives you that vibe of that rare vibe with Grant Kirkhope's soundtrack and just, way back then, something I really appreciate while playing games like Banjo 1 and 2 as well. But I don't know, man. It's like, I don't like this, but also I'm a little glad because I want to make a video on Mario Party 3, and if it happened like just the other day, I would have been start panicking because I'm about to go to PAX right now, but now I gotta wait even longer. So monkey's paw situation right here. Mario Party 3, I think, is the best Mario Party in my opinion. So I want to be able to.
Yeah.
I want to be able to really delve into this hopefully one day soon, but I guess we're still waiting a little bit longer.
3 is definitely my favorite of the original 3 games. 6 is my favorite overall, but 3 is the best of the N64 ones, I would say.
Yeah,
I agree. Also, thank you for the knowledge drop. Matthew Stevens saying technically Excitebike 64 is the third game. The second one was a Super Famicom exclusive, and I just looked it up. It's called Excitebike Bun Bun Mario Battle Stadium, and it was a Satellaview game. Didn't know that. So, yeah, thank you for that.
Satellaview got the sequel. That's funny.
Good old
yeah, right.
Satellaview.
Yeah.
Always sneaking up on us.
Seriously.
Always. But yeah, that's the news for this week. An interesting grab bag for sure. We'll read out a few more super chats before we jump into our Patreon topics. Let's see here. I was just seeing where we left off at.
Let's see.
Here we go. RC with $5 saying, "Just want to send my support as I watch all the episodes through Spotify during work. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for all your support." Well, thank you again. Thank you for your support, RC. Like, it's appreciated.
Seriously, thank you so much, RC.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's very kind of you. And
seriously, thank you.
And Disney Duncan with $5. Thank you so much. Saying, "My sister's having back surgery next week. Wish her luck." Absolutely, all the luck to her.
Oh man, yeah.
All the luck to your sister. I hope it goes perfectly well. Then yeah, please send. Not that she knows us probably, but send her our love, please.
Yep. Rye Royal, hey, I know them, with $5. Thank you so much. Saying, "Thank you guys so much for letting me sponsor. I've been quite nervous about the vid. I also dropped something fun in the fan art tab on Discord." Oh, very nice.
Oh, gosh.
I didn't know
but
that.
yeah, thank you for the sponsorship, Rye. Like, we're the ones who should be thanking you. We really appreciate your support on Patreon and for supporting us at our top Patreon tier. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And then Snoopy with $4.99. Thank you. Saying, "Late to the show, but I'm behind, but super excited for PAX West and to meet you guys next weekend. Can't believe it's here already. Heck yeah."
Hell yeah, looking forward to PAX West and for meeting you. Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to it. And they actually won. They were one of the ones who won our PAX badge giveaway.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
yeah, so
very nice.
They won a giveaway through us. And that was really cool. And I cannot wait to meet you there, Snoopy.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
Then we have ABCDEFGH with $10. Thank you so much. Saying, "Hey guys, just wanted to say hi to John wherever he may be, and that when he asked us if we were the Wowie Zowie guy, I felt that love. Didn't have to crawl through the laptop though."
Well, John hopefully is hanging out with Kirby in Dreamland. He should be asleep because it's like 2:30 in the morning for him or something. So hopefully he's asleep.
Hopefully.
Also, I'm posting the fan art that Rye posted in our fan art channel. I'm going to post it in live audience. They did their own take on your GVGcast logo render, Daniel. It's really cool.
I see it now. Yeah.
How cool is that?
Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
You need to all have that in our background.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, seriously. So cool.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you for doing that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, time for our patron topics, and as always, we get our patrons offer up topics each week for us to answer. And Ash, you don't get to go first very often since you're usually host. So I'm gonna have you go first.
That is true. So my topic this week comes from, I almost said this year, this week comes from Sean Davis, who says, "Hey, GVG, so I'm a big movie guy, so I was wondering what's a movie that other people say is bad that you actually love? I want to hear some hot takes, LOL. Well, I have one for you, and this is one that I know my wife would be jumping up and down and cheering if she was in here with me because she agrees. Tron Legacy. I fucking love that movie. I love that movie, and so many people talk about how it's mid or it's forgettable. There are forgettable parts about it, like the main character, sure, but everything else about that movie it's peak for me. Like, yeah, it's not breaking any ground story-wise, but it's just a cool as hell movie all the way around. Incredible music by Daft Punk. The visuals have aged really well. Jeff freaking Bridges is Jeff freaking Bridges, as he always is, and he's amazing. I just love this movie, and I'd love to take the chance to just scream from the rooftops about how awesome Tron Legacy is.
Huh. I've never watched it, to be honest. I've never seen it.
You should. It's so good, and you don't need to see the original Tron. It adds a little bit to it if you do, but you don't need to. It's just an amazing audio-visual experience with some really over-the-top acting, and I love it. It's great.
Yeah, I saw it exactly one time in the movie theater with my cousin, and I remember I had a good time with that too. I'm pretty accepting towards a lot of movies, so I don't really... People are more critical about it than others, so I thought that one was fine as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of movies that I like that other people don't.
That's my issue. I'm not even someone that asks about movies, and I'm trying to think of what...
I guess while you guys think, one thing I can mention recently is I keep hearing Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania be talked about as one of the worst Marvel movies ever, and it was so crappy. I don't agree. It was fine. It wasn't like a high tier Marvel movie, but people act like I don't know, killed their firstborn or something. And I'm like, this movie was fine. I don't know why people hate this movie so much.
Oh yeah, if there's a movie that I probably have a more positive take on, it's probably Marvel related. Honestly, like name a Marvel movie that people don't hold very well in their tier list of Marvel movies. I wonder.
Derrick, you have no excuse, man. Amy is in chat saying that she enjoyed Tron Legacy 2. Now you have to see it.
Don't do that to me, because I have
Time for movie night.
I have way worse movies that she hasn't seen than I have.
Fair enough.
Like this girl needs to watch the Back to the Future trilogy. She needs to see Ghostbusters. There's so many games.
She's getting called out
and
now.
Movies that she needs to watch.
One I do so agree with, Bolt Mouse X, is Spider-Man 3. I mean, it is actually a bad movie, but I love it. I love that movie to death. And actually, when I was in Florida recently for a convention, and I got back to my hotel room, Spider-Man 3 was on, and it was at the How's the Pie So Good part, and I'm like, I could not have been given a better gift coming back to my hotel room. It was perfect.
Sensei Juju in the chat saving me, reminded me of this movie that I actually like. I know it's not great, but it's a childhood favorite of mine that I enjoyed watching. Dick Tracy.
Oh, Dick Tracy's fun.
I had fun with that movie. I love the makeup design, the final fight, the Tommy gun action. I'm like, yeah, I'm all about this. This is awesome.
Oh yeah, Dick Tracy is super of its era, super cheesy.
And then you got Madonna being... There's awakenings there. Watch that movie at a certain age.
For sure.
You had to be there at the right time, apparently.
Any ideas, Daniel?
I'm just not a movie buff, honestly.
That's fair.
I'm trying to think what would even be considered. I'm just here thinking what would be considered a bad movie that other people potentially like. I'm pretty accepting to a lot of movies, and then there's Ashu who revels in bad movies, essentially.
Yeah. God, Mega Hadoken with Surf Ninjas. I remember watching that. They defeat the villain with a Game Gear.
God. I remember that. That's true.
That's incredible.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
The most powerful weapon in the univerce, the Game Gear with the battery on.
Yeah, and they don't do that by chucking it at him, which would kill him. But no, they just control things through the video game. It's weird.
I'm trying to think of anything else, but yeah, Tron Legacy was my big one. I just wanted to preach the Tron Legacy gospel for a little bit.
There you go.
We all know how much I love The Room, but it is a bad movie, obviously.
It all connects back to Kingdom Hearts in one way or another.
Everything in the end comes back to Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is life.
There you go. All right. Although, no, I don't like the movie, but man, the worst movie that appeared in that Disney thing that appeared in Kingdom Hearts by far is Chicken Little.
I never saw Chicken Little. I can't comment.
Worst
but I never heard
father
anything great.
in animation.
Really? Okay.
Well, the U.S. animation. Anime gets weird.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's an awful father. Anyway, Daniel, why don't you go ahead and give us your topic? Thank you so much for yours, Sean Davis.
Well, mine comes from a new Patreon, I believe, Alex, who's asking, with Spider-Man 2, Sonic Superstars, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, all launching in close proximity to each other, including 2 of them on October 20th, which do you anticipate will achieve higher first-day sales? Additionally, which do you think will fade from the spotlight quickly, will perform well in the long term, and which title may harness the most nostalgia effect in the future? Looking at these titles, like as much hype as Spider-Man is getting, like the numbers are going to say Mario is going to get are going to pull in people. First day sales, absolutely. It's Super Mario Brothers. It's
there are more
new 2D
Switches
title
out there, and it's Mario, and it's Mario after
2D
the movie.
Mario.
Yeah, and it's 2D Mario.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot. That's going to do gangbusters no matter how you look at it, no matter how you cut that. But like looking in the long term, as far as fading from spotlight, like I would probably of these three, like I don't want to say Spider-Man, because when the Game of the Year time comes around, that's going to be within the circle of discussion again. And I don't know if Sonic Superstars is going to be within that circle of discussion as much as the other two games would be. Mm-hmm. So if I had to look at, I mean, it's hard because I know the one that's likely to perform well in the long term is going to be Mario, and the one that might harness the most nostalgia effect in the future, probably Sonic. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of pull for nostalgia there, and it's looking like such a solid title. I haven't played it myself yet, but there's always a lot of glowing discussion around it for those who have played it, and just leaning into the 4-player aspect of these characters, for the first time, it's changing what the Sonic formula normally is into something more multiplayer, and I think that's going to stick with people, hopefully. But yeah, I mean, these are all going to be games that I play not all at the same time. My wallet's going to be dying if I do, but I'm definitely going to be playing these this year because I want to experience all of these games. But yeah, fade from the spotlight quickly. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, I want to. In my heart says Spider-Man, but also might happen to Sonic as well. I don't know. It's hard to say. What do you What do you guys think?
I actually think I agree with you pretty much on everything, but as far as fading from the spotlight the quickest, I almost wonder if it's going to be Mario Wonder, because
Oh, really?
and what I mean by that is I think it'll still sell gangbusters, be amazing, all that stuff, just get all that. I just think conversation will die around it not pretty quickly.
Like,
That's possible.
What's there to
they'll
talk
buy
about?
it. They'll buy it. They'll play it.
You play
but,
it,
like,
you enjoy it, you move on.
Well, and then also, the focus for Mario is also going to switch fairly quickly after that to Mario RPG Remake, because that's
Right.
coming out the following month. So, yeah, you might have something there. Sales-wise, I mean, I like Derrick said, I pretty much agree with what you said, Daniel. I mean, it's hard. I think Mario Wonder is going to be the one that blasts out of the gate in terms of the quickest sales, and it may have the most lifetime sales, but it's hard because Spider-Man 2, I just looked it up, and it's so ever since June 2022. It's sold more than 33 million copies.
And
Now-
nobody talks about it.
Right, but nobody talks
Yeah.
about it. Now, if you compare that to New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, that sold 16 million copies since it came out, but that's also a port. It's not a new game. So it's really hard to say. Sonic Superstars, obviously, my heart wants it to do amazingly well, and I think it's going to
Yeah.
do well. It's going to
will.
do fine, but
Yeah.
it's not going to compare in sales to the other two. It's just not.
That-
But that's the one that's the one I'm going to play first because it's going to be the shortest. I love me some Sonic. It's going to be the shortest one. It's probably going to be a lot more replayable than Mario Wonder, I think, because it will be shorter. So that's the one I'm going to be going for first out of all these three.
I'm probably
Yeah.
going to go with Wonder first, just because I can't afford to get all three right off the bat, and
Right.
I know Kyle enjoy watching Mario.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Of those three, like, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I played the Spider-Man 1 and 2, well, that and Miles Morales on my PS5. Very much looking forward to this one, but I might get this one last of these three because I hold Mario Brothers and Sonic a bit closer to my heart than these two, than the other game. So, yeah, and the discussion around Sonic fans, it's gonna keep going hard.
Oh, totally. And
The fan base is going to be loud about this for a while. I mean, you hear people
Definitely.
already speaking so loudly about Sonic Frontiers for Sonic's eyes changing color, and that's already popping off like crazy. So
yeah, and
Yeah.
Dan Alphaline also brings up a good point. I could probably get Sonic Superstars for like $20 next year during some sale.
Uh-huh.
yeah, that's true. And that Mario Wonder
Yeah.
probably isn't ever going to go down in price ever.
And GCM of Chaos, though, you're so right. Sonic Superstars will destroy Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2.
Oh, yeah, it will.
There is
Oh,
no
yeah.
doubt about that. No doubt about that. I think Sonic's going to do perfectly fine, but if you compare it to these two juggernauts, it's just, compared to that, it's just not going to be anywhere close, I don't think.
Yeah, it's such an interesting mix of games releasing so close to each other.
Yeah.
To see where that's going to lead and how that's going to affect sales. Yeah, it's very interesting. But honestly, I'm the one who's looking more forward to Mario RPG than Mario Brothers Wonder. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Give me both. I want both in my veins
both.
right now, directly. I want them all. I'm looking forward to all these games so much. Hell yeah.
Amy's never played Mario RPG, so it's a great opportunity for that. And Kai
that's great.
loves to come into my room now and find all the Mario games and just collect them and hold on to them and point out Mario. And the Mario game he always goes for in SNES is Mario RPG.
Nice. Got to give him a
Interesting.
Geno doll. Get him started early. Just get him his own
There
Geno
you
doll.
go. Yeah, I don't
give
know
him
if
a
he cares
Mallow
about Geno.
plush.
Mallow plush. Yes.
There we go. Thank you so much, Alex, for that question. And for mine, I chose Ghost Wolf, who says, "What game series do you want to make a comeback or revival?" And it always comes back to one for me, just that I just would love to see come back, and especially because there's a template now that copy this template, do this, and you can make a great remake and just go from there. Fresh start. Parasite Eve.
Oh, yes.
God, just Parasite Eve in the same vein as Resident Evil 2 or 4 or 3.
Yeah.
Behind the back, having that combat, still carrying some of those that ideas where you have the sphere and you're waiting and whatnot. I don't know. I feel like the mood of that, having Aya in the new style and the parasite powers. A new view would even make the freaking Chrysler Tower maybe even fun.
Thinking about how immaculate that could be, it just breaks my brain. Like, I want that so much. Nuke the third birthday from existence.
Fresh start. Don't even have to do the second game.
Start.
Just do it first game and then go from there for something new.
Fresh start, yeah. And I didn't even hate Parasite Eve 2. It was fine. But you don't need it. Just reboot completely, do a over-the-shoulder remake like you were saying. Oh my god. I want that so much. So much.
I wish.
Yeah. This is just... I could name a bunch. Obviously the obvious ones for me are, Mega Man Legends or Mega Man X or Chrono. Those are the obvious ones. But I'm going to go with something a little less obvious and off the beaten path. Trauma Center. I adore Trauma Center. Bring back Trauma Center, Atlas. So many games out there are about taking lives. Okay, fine. You got this one series that's about saving lives, giving life back.
Against the craziest viruses you've ever seen in your life.
The coolest anime medical drama game series ever. And I love it so much.
I need to slow down time in order to catch this virus in order to save this man's life.
And there's like biological terrorism, and there are all these.
You're pulling glass out of a man's heart and using healing gel in order to save them.
And they're like viruses.
Isn't that also the
crazy...
one that you get it all healed up, and all of a sudden, a giant piece of glass comes out of the heart?
Yeah, and there's biological warfare with these super super viruses called anime type things like guilt and stuff like that, and it's just ridiculous, and I love it so much. I miss Trauma Center.
How could I not love it? The main character is named Derrick Styles.
Exactly, yeah, Derrick Styles. I certainly would love to see them bring back.
Don't hear it too
Center.
often, Alex. A modern comic zone. That'd be cool.
Oh, Comic Zone, hell yeah!
Oh wow.
Would be really cool.
You could even have fun by having it go through the eras of superhero comics or just indie comics and having the grungy stuff of the 90s and more slick or what have you, black and white. Anyway, Daniel, go ahead.
Yeah, back then it was a wild time. We're playing games, getting invested in games about lawyers and doctors, and just you can make anything fun. It's awesome. Yeah. Mine isn't so surprising. I just want to see F-Zero come back. Nintendo, please just do something with F-Zero.
Yes.
You can do so much with that. There are so many games that have been made in the same vein because people want to see another high-speed racer like F-Zero. Give the main character of Smash Brothers a game again, please. I just want to see him thrive again. It came back to me again doing research for that series. We never got F-Zero Climax out here. The best looking Game Boy Advance game, one of the best looking Game Boy Advance games, but also best F-Zero game on that console, I believe. It looks so good. It's so stylish. Kind of based slightly also on the anime that came out around the time, but not so much as GP Legend leaned into it. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we only got those two, Maximum Velocity and GP Legend out here, but we never got Climax because that was only released in Japan. The last game we got was F-Zero GX before that left the public space and conscious. And there's so much of that series that's just interesting. There's so much interesting points about that series, like how you had the F-Zero X, the expansion kit for 64DD. You could make stages that if you played that, it specifically changed some of the music. So when you're playing on Rainbow Road in F-Zero X, it's the same map layout, but if you play that in the expansion kit, it changes the song to be like the actual N64 Rainbow Road music, but in the F-Zero sound font, which is incredible.
Cool. I love that.
It's so good. That and there's an arcade for F-Zero AX, which I never got to play. I wish I could.
Oh, it's great.
You can take your memory card and slot it in, and you can unlock characters specific to that into GX. Because if you try to unlock them in F-Zero GX, it is a nightmare. You have to do the hardest modes of story mode to unlock them. I want the Groovy Taxi, man. That I'm pretty sure the Groovy Taxi is a reference to Crazy Taxi. It's so good.
I mean, it's done by Amusement Vision, so
yeah, it was done by them. So there's just a bunch of fun ideas in that series that we can lean into going into the future. But it's been so dormant for so long. The most recent we got was Captain Falcon's the Twister race in Nintendo Land, and that doesn't fulfill my need for more F-Zero. He's only been held alive with Smash Brothers, and I thank Sakurai for that, for keeping this boy alive.
Pretty much.
He could be such a cool mascot character for anything. Put him in a beat 'em up. I don't care what you do with it. Do something with Captain Falcon.
This just makes me remember how sad I still am that Star Fox Grand Prix wasn't actually a real thing. I wanted that to be a real thing so bad, and like he's like, I miss F-Zero just like you do, Daniel, but I also miss Star Fox. And I would just love to see that come back in any form that isn't another retread of Star Fox 64.
Just please take what you accomplished in Star Fox Assault and just go forward from there.
Yes,
please. That's the last time we got any like actual progression in the story. Was all the way back in Command.
Latest,
Okay, yeah. But it's better than getting the story of Star Fox, the original, for like the 5th time in a row, which is reinterpreted yet again.
Seriously.
That'd be nice. Bolt Mouse, what about them Serious Murasame Castle? Turn that into a Ninja Gaiden like for Nintendo. Why not? Just a samurai ninja.
Yeah. I'd like to see... Oh, good.
I'm always saying of the mind that Nintendo is starting to like pick apart these niche series that didn't really have much of a life. Like you have Famicom Detective Club was completely remade and brought back to the modern era. I want to see that happen with the Mysterious Murasame Castle as well. Do something with that, with some kind of genre. Cool. Like, bring these back to life.
I'd like to see Square take another crack at Brave Fencer Musashi, or just Musashi in general, because like the first game is a bona fide stone cold classic. Second game, very mid, but it wasn't terrible, and I feel like they could do something cool again with that series if they just don't try to do what they did with the second game again.
Lean into the humor.
Yeah, lean into the humor.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, well. But, we have a few more super chats to read out before we end off here. For both from Disney Duncan, I should say. First up, both of them $2 as well. So thank you so much, Disney Duncan. Saying, I thought Love and Thunder was good. I haven't seen it, so I have no opinion.
I did too. That's another one that I think is overrated. It was nowhere near as good as Ragnarok, but I liked it.
Thought it was fine, yeah.
And then them saying, I'll never hate any MCU movie or TV show.
Even Thor the Dark World? Are you sure?
I mean, that's definitely still on the low end.
That's pretty bad. Sorry, Danny, what were you saying?
No, I just stay open-minded, I guess. There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
Yep, for sure. All right. Well, I think with that, we can bring the show to a close. Thank you all so much for those wonderful topics. Really do appreciate it. But of course, we have to give an extra special thank you to our lovely patrons. Got all our producers here, especially those guys. You guys help keep the lights on, keep us going, keeps this show active. Really do appreciate it, and just can't thank you all enough. Really and truly. But of course, we got to give an extra special thanks to all of our patrons at the executive producer tier, and those include Brandon Bovia, Cutie Caitlin, Fangs, Z Patty, Just Brian, Sky Blue Flames, Eastman 23, Adam O'Sullivan, Richard Herrera, Logan Daniel, The D-Pad, Vesmio, Blake, Critter XD, Joy Content, Angel Martinez, Vedron, Joshua Hunter, Benny Yao, Azran127, Black King, Joseph Rutkin, Geeky Griffin, Lucky Wonderfish, Wataniac, Top Dog 23100, Young Ben Kenobi, Doug Shomix, Andrew Medeiros, Brady Power, Darchi, Becca, Killamox, Sean Davis, Michael McCall, Matthew Wong, Goran Amber CPHT, Too Much Spaghetti, Bane 400, Ascaron 809, Rye Royal, Ryaner, Rain in Clouds, The Game Orb, Super Gamer Dude 101, Grantles, Ravelox, Rosa Pardo Bowling. Thanks, Steve's mom. Skull Kid Tiger, Darksteel 01, Jason Uloa, Jaden Buck, Cystic Warrior 29, DJ Jurassic, Super Dank Awesome Unicorn Guy, Derrick, Colin, Blaystar 25, Mumbling Yeti, Cameron Sharp, Keel, Moon Knight, Brendan Hesse, Hustlebun, Noah Fitterer, Calvin Atkinson, Brainchild, the entire state of Wisconsin, Jim Wakelin, Longboy Shiggy, Aramis Baramis, Dylan, Kyle the Monarch, Dan Alpha Lion, Lord Metarex, Blaze Collard, Eric, Cat EV Person 5, Peyton Thiel, Mega Beatman True Blue Reviews, Young Ant, Ryan Hanley, Somnia, The Game Jamie, Danny Walsh, and Alex. Thank you all so much for the continued support. It really does mean a lot.
Thank you.
Hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Hope you all can, if you enjoy the show, want to help support us like all these lovely people, you can. Whoops. Did not mean to have the intro in there again. I forgot to turn it off. Sorry.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new episode.
No.
Yeah, 72 already.
Sorry about that. But yes, support us over at Patreon at patreon.com/gvgaming. Thank you so much. Yeah, rip me. I got hit by that too. And I hope you all have a great weekend. Until next time with episode 82. You all take
72.
care. 72. I don't know why we want to get us into the 80s already. 72. Bye, everyone.
Till we meet
Bye.
again.
See you at the post show.